Hi Bejoy.
Hi.
So let's start with the early years and how you kind of got into filmmaking, and when did the filmmaking bug start bite you? We read somewhere that you were pursuing your engineering, and then you dropped out.
Well, I've been an avid film buff, so I knew that I always wanted to be part of the medium some way or the other. In fact, when I was doing my engineering also, I'd written my first story, which I was desperate to. I made a list of filmmakers that I wanted to go meet. Very ambitious. I made a list of 10 filmmakers. I said, one of these filmmakers, I'm gonna give them a story, and the story was like a 3-pager. I thought that was good enough for me to pitch it, and I was very convinced on it. And I tried all the numbers, and finally, I think nobody entertained me, obviously. And so I always wanted to do something, and engineering didn't really work out. I failed miserably. I still dragged it for 2 years. I did it for 2 years, and I think finally, my family, everybody decided that I need to either stop studying or do something else. And from there, then I shifted to Bangalore to do my bachelor's in business. And that's where I think I started doing theatre. I got in touch with the theatre club of Bangalore. They were actually looking for actors for a play. So for some strange reason, I thought, let me try and do that. And I went, met them, and that's when they told me it's an all-female cast. So I just met them, and I really liked them people. So I was like, I can at least be part of it. And they let me do the backstage for them. And that's how I got associated with the theatre club of Bangalore. It's been a beautiful relationship since then. In fact, they are my mentors. I look at them as my gurus. Mrs. Boili Sengupta and Abhijit Sengupta. I worked with them on their productions, and finally, 2 years later, they helped me stage my first play that I wrote and directed. So I produced it along with them, and it was called The Getaway, which was done in Bangalore, which also happens to be the name of my company.
Right.
Getaway. So that's how I started it. I started doing theatre first. I started writing for theatre. Then I did a couple of plays in Bombay. And somewhere along the line, then again, I'd gone to pursue my master's in business in UK. And when I finished my master's, I was clear that I wanted to somehow try and pursue films also on the side. And I'd enrolled myself to a filmmaking course in New York. I did that because I was supposed to go work in New York for my father. My father set up an office. I was being groomed to join the family business, so there was this whole setup ready for me to start working in New York, and I made sure I convinced my family that I'll do an evening filmmaking course, and so everything was set that way. And as fate would have had it, that also didn't work out. I actually got deported from America the moment I landed because of some immigration confusion, and so I never ended up doing the course. So the first short film I made was like out of frustration, that I said, okay, I didn't get to do the course, I'll do something on my own. So I actually wrote down 10 short film ideas, and I picked and I said, I'm gonna make all these short films. I'm gonna save up money. I had a day job, so I was gonna save up money. I'm gonna make all the short films one by one, and I'm sure by the end of the 10th one, I'll be comfortable and confident with the craft. So I actually allocated a budget for all the short films, with no idea how to, but I just said, okay, iske liye itna lagega, iske liye itna lagega, iske liye. And so I allocated a budget, and I picked the one which had the smallest budget. I said, let me make that the first one, so at least I'll kind of get around that. By the time I finished that first short film, I'd spent the money that I'd saved up for the entire 10 films. So that was a learning experience.
What short film was this?
That was Reflections.
Okay.
That was the one with Mr. Mohanlal.
Right. So how did that happen? Like, how did you get, as a complete novice, new filmmaker, get Mr. Mohanlal on board?
Well, the idea itself excited me if I could get him on board. So I went out trying to get in touch with him, and took some time. Finally, I got in touch with someone, his brother-in-law actually, Suresh Balaji, who was very sweet enough, who heard me out, and he knew that I'm just a starting filmmaker. But somehow I convinced him that I wanted to get an appointment with him. It took me like some 3-4 months to get an appointment. I remember I went to Kerala to meet him, and within 10 minutes of narrating the subject, he was on. He was like, okay, fine, when do you want to do it? And I had no clue. In the sense, I didn't go in thinking I will actually be able to get him to commit to this. But he was completely... And what was even more sweet about it was that he said that I'm coming down to Bombay on so-and-so dates for an event, so I can stay an extra day and we can shoot. So I was like, okay. So he actually was thinking for me. He's like, you don't have to pay for my flight and everything. I'll figure it out. So he was that sweet about it. I was like, great. So then I went about just... I knew that I had zero experience in... I didn't even know when to say action and cut. So what I decided was I had to get like really good people around me. So yeah, I actually got in touch with a lot of different cameramen for this, and finally got a great guy on board who almost was like my co-director on it, because obviously he had more experience, and he really guided me through it. So for me, I think the first short film, my DOP and my editor kind of really made the film for me. Like really enabled it for me, because I was just taking this, completely going in blind. And so they were telling me, like my DOP used to tell me, these are the shots you need to take. I just told him that this is the story I want to say, but he was telling me these are the shots you will need to take to convey that. And still I didn't manage to take all of that, but at least I got us in there. And then the editor came on board and he said, this is the way you'll be able to tell the story if you cut it from here to here. And so I think Aqib Ali was the editor, and Setu, who was my first cinematographer. They were the people who really got me going.
But how was it directing a superstar like Mohanlal in the first show, like first thing that you're directing?
I think I had to just get that out of my head. Like, it's not, though I'm like the biggest fanboy of Lal sir. I've grown up watching his film. I think he's one of the best actors this country has. So I had to kind of keep that out while I'm doing this, because and that's the same with Mr. Bachchan now. I have to forget that I'm directing Mr. Bachchan. I have to just think that okay, he's a character, and I have to just brief him for the character. So it was a great experience. It was like a 3-day shoot, I think. Yeah, 3-day shoot, and I absolutely enjoyed it. And he was completely nonchalant about it. I remember we had put up a park bench in the middle of a lake, a small lake kind of thing, and there's no, like, once you go in, you can't come out so easily. He sat there for I think up to 2.5 years on that bench. He didn't move, and he kept shooting, and he had no issues. He didn't even ask for, like, he didn't get frustrated, he didn't get angry, nothing. And for him to be that, the star he's so, that just shows, that they're so down to it, so humble when it comes to what they work.